So good morning, everybody. We want to welcome you today to this Friday chat. Today we have with us Jennifer Buckwalter from the YMCA. Hi, Jen. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning. I'm good. How are you guys?
Good.
Everybody good? Everybody good? Ready for the weekend? Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
My name is Jennifer Buckwalter, as Erica just said. I am the wellness director at Two Rivers YMCA in Moline, Illinois. I mainly oversee the group exercise classes that we have here. So, you got your combat, your kickboxing classes, and we've got yoga and all kinds of that cool stuff. I also oversee our American Red Cross CPR program. So we certify individuals on site and in the community to be able to assess an emergency situation and respond and react. If you're in a grocery store and you see somebody who's struggling, so I think that's a very important aspect of what we do here. And then I also oversee what we call the chronic disease prevention program, and it is what it sounds like. So our goal is to not jump in when someone has been diagnosed with something. Our goal is to get ahead of that, and I think that's kind of where the healthcare industry is at right now. So we're trying to be preventative. That being said, we do have individuals that, they've already gone through some situations in life, and they don't want to have to rely on bed rest and medication for the rest of their life. So they are opting to stop that progression and jump in and use fitness and nutrition. I wear many hats. So personal training is a big thing for me. I've been doing that for many, many years, 10 years. Fitness and nutrition is kind of where we go. And, a lot of people think about personal training as being, you've got a personal trainer there standing over you and they're yelling commands at you. And it's absolutely not that way. You might find that somewhere, but not at Two Rivers YMCA. We really look at it as healthcare. So we work with our clients where they're at the moment. Erica has kind of guided me to talk to you guys about the type of education that you would need if you wanted to come into this industry. So what's cool about a YMCA, no matter where you're at, in Iowa, in Tennessee, anywhere in the nation, we all function under the same umbrella. So we all have the same values and we all have the same structure and function. So you might find the fitness areas, but you're also going to find school age care. You're going to find school age, like part of the education system with daycare and preschool. You'll find youth athletics, youth sports, and again, wellness. Wellness is another area. We also have an administration area. So we have people here that they are the ones that are signing the paychecks. They're the ones that are working on, are you following the rules or are you not? And what are we going to do if you aren't? And if you are, then we want to commend you for that. So there's a whole, I feel like it's like an ant farm. Like when you come on site here, there's just so much stuff happening. With education, we have people who have zero college because they're in high school. So they haven't had that opportunity to even think about that or go there yet. We have individuals who are adults who have not gone to college, but have worked their whole life in an industry that, their experience fits perfectly into where we're at. So I think that's awesome about the YMCA, because I know we're doing a college and career talk here, but I think we have to shift our mindset a little bit and think about the people who may not have access to a college or the funding to be able to go to college, because it's expensive. And then the other people who just maybe that's not their thing. Like, I don't want to be a student for the next 4 to 6 years. I want to use my hands and get into that technical part of things and go maybe to a tech school or a trade school. And then there's also the individuals that don't want either. They want to be able to just get out there, work, support their family, support their lifestyle. And there's options here for all people. So that's, again, why I love where we're at here. We have individuals, like I said, with zero college all the way up to master's degrees. And the reason they choose to work here, whether they're in any area of that, that cloud there from zero to master's degree, is because of the passion that they have for working for a nonprofit, which is community-based. So everything we do here is outreach, everything from the top down. It is community-driven. And I don't know if you've ever looked into what a nonprofit actually means, but basically we're not making money off of the people that walk in the door. We're not like McDonald's, where we're a franchise and we're going to pop up everywhere and make a ton of money and then open more. What we do with our programs is we go out into the community, we tell them what we're doing and try to help them believe in our focus so that they want to help us. And so we are funded mainly on community donations and fundraising. And it could be the lady next door that puts $2 in an envelope every month for the Y because she believes in our Nourish program, feeding kids before and after school. Or it could be places like John Deere making tractors, and they write a big old check every year for us because they believe in what we're doing. So that's kind of the cool thing. That's why I love working here, because you're going to find opportunities in every corner. I started as a group exercise instructor 1 day a week for an hour because I was just kind of coming back into the workforce. I was here every day. They said, why don't you start teaching classes? You're here every day. And now I'm sitting in an office and I am a director. So I have really paid attention to all the little nooks and crannies and opportunities available. So this line of work speaks to me because I did want to be a social worker. So I wanted to join the Peace Corps and I wanted to go save the world because I was young and I thought I could, and I probably could have, but maybe you guys will take over that. Maybe you guys will be the ones to save the world for us. But it's interesting because I kind of went off in different directions and did all kinds of little things that, oh, I don't want to do that. Well, maybe I want to do this. But it's weird, it's come full circle because what I do every day is social work. It's social services. It's making connections with the public, with the community. It's member engagement. I'm kind of skipping over one because this kind of goes along with it, but like my daily schedule, it's a mixed bag. So I said before, I wear many hats. You know, my day usually starts in a director's position, coming in and checking emails. Yay, right? That's fun. But I have to remember that I got to make sure that those emails are what's telling me what's going on through the day. So my staff, are they safe? Are they prepared? Do they have the resources available through the rest of the day to make it a fun place for them to work, to have all the tools that they need to be successful? And that's kind of my role. I have to make sure that, I can help them with that and jump in. If somebody's struggling, I'm in. I am in the trenches. I'm not sitting back, telling them what to do. I'm in, all full on. I also want to make sure that there's, if there's any announcements going on. Like I said, it's like an ant farm here. So I might sit in one corner of the building and there's something going on across the building. I don't work in the school age area, but sometimes it's all hands on deck. So what that means is that I really have to be cross-trained in, the basics of helping out in a different area. Cross-training is super important. I highly recommend it if you guys are going to be successful in the world. Cross-training means that you learn a little bit of everything. You're a much more valuable employee when you are cross-trained. And that means that, let's say, I'm just going to throw this out there, it's kind of a hard truth. You're working for an employer like mine, and they run out of money in your department to pay 10 staff, and they got to cut down to 4. And let's say your position is one of them that's like, they don't have enough work for. Guess what? I'm cross-trained in group exercise. I'm cross-trained in American Red Cross CPR. I'm cross-trained in the youth athletics and coaching the kids. So you see where I'm going with that. There's opportunities for me to go other places because I haven't limited myself to learning. My salary or base salary, it's never polite to talk about your salary. Not polite. Never compare your salary to anybody else on staff, okay? So that's like a faux pas in the workplace. It happens, but that's something to keep in mind when you're going out there. We start from minimum wage, which in Illinois, I should know this, I think it's 12 right now, but we're aiming for $15 an hour by 2025. And depending on the responsibility that you have, you're going to make more money. Depending on the qualifications that you bring to the table, you're going to make more money. And sometimes what I'm seeing as a supervisor, you can be the most qualified, the most educated person on site and have the worst attitude. And I'm going to set that qualified person aside, and I'm going to go for the person with the work ethic, the person that's coming in and anticipating what happens next. Where do I need to be? If they see something that needs to be done, we always say, if you see it, you own it. So work ethic is something I really, I put cross training up there. Number 2, work ethic. Actually, let's switch that around. Number 1, work ethic. Number 2, cross train. So that's huge. You will be recognized in due time for your work ethic. Okay, that can increase your earnings, absolutely. So daily schedule, we talked about kind of checking the emails and kind of wearing different hats. I always like to kind of compare it to an emergency room. I know nurses and doctors would be mad at me, but sometimes I feel like I'm triaging. So being able to be on my toes, being able to be in the middle of something and getting a call, and I gotta be pulled from it. Managing my time well, because I could get pulled to do something. If I'm in a meeting like today, my meeting is scheduled from this time to this time, I have to make sure I stay on task with that, because the rest of my day depends on that. Nobody likes going to the doctor's office for a 9 o'clock appointment and it's 10 before you see the doctor. Okay, so I kind of always keep that in the back of my mind. Moving on, what I like, what I dislike about the industry. So I think the main thing, I don't know if I'll start with the industry itself is hard because we have so many areas that we work with here. But for me, specifically in the wellness field, it started out being a young person as an athlete. You have to train and condition because your coach tells you to. And you're like, oh man, this stinks. I gotta go to practice. Oh, I'm tired. I just want to go hang out with friends or whatever. Then you get into more like after high school and college. And, I see it up here every day. You're working out because you want to look good, right? You want to I don't know, certain swimsuit you want to wear in the summertime or something like that. Hey, it's the way it is. You're all going to get there. I did. I know Erica's laughing because she get into your 30s and 40s, and that's stress relief. You find that working out and wellness and nutrition and sleep and getting rid of all the stress in your life, not all of it, because good stress is good, but kind of all those things that are incorporated into having a healthy lifestyle. So I've kind of come full circle and have come back to the fact that it's really important to focus on being healthy through your spirit. And that doesn't mean religion. Spirit is what's inside you, what drives you, what at the end of the day brings you back to earth. Your mind, what keeps your mind healthy? Learning, constant learning, constantly keeping yourself in a place where you feel like you're growing and developing. I'm not shy about my age. I'm 44 and I am just hungry for knowledge still, probably even more than when I was your age. I think now I'm just like, I want more. And then your body, your healthy body, and we all know what that means, but do we really? Because again, it goes back to you're running track for the competition. And, now at my age, I'm trying to stay physical because I know that if you're active, you're less likely to have injury, you're less likely to have arthritis and diabetes, and I know blah, 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 blah. But you'll get to the age where those things are going to start being more prevalent. And especially in our country, Americans are not the most healthy people. So if we can focus on that spirit, that mind, that body, the sleep, the nutrition, the activity, all of that stuff, that's really important. You'll find that it helps you. I work with all ages. So I like that up here. I work with little tiny 2-year-olds all the way up to, I think my oldest client was 92. And she would come in her little sweater every day, and she'd walk into the weight room with all the big guys, and she'd pick up her 3-pound weights, and she'd sit there in the mirror and her lipstick on and everything. So she didn't look 92. She's sitting there lifting weights with these big macho guys, right? So that's my goal. That's my goal. I want to be 92 and I want to be sitting there in my lipstick and my dumbbells. So other things that I like about working in the industry is obviously the health mindedness. It's something that you can do forever. So it's kind of like when you're a musician, that's built into you. So whether you're 5 or you're 100 years old, you always have that. Using your body, you're cave people. We're all cavemen and women. We're supposed to use our body. We're going to use it forever and ever and ever. And we want to be able to use it as long as we can. Okay, we're primal. We have to be moving. We have to be really utilizing this mobile device that we've been given. With the Y, we have core values. So our core values are based on caring, honesty, respect, and responsibility. And I think that's what keeps me in this job, is because my employer believes in me as a person. I have a family, and if anything comes up, all I have to do is say, I gotta go. And they say, we got you, go now. And they're pushing me out the door. If I'm having a hard day, they'll tell me, just go, just take a breather, take a break. You know, if you need some time, just take some time. We care about each other, and we're very honest about where we're at in the world, you know. And honesty means just being able to own up to things that maybe you said something wrong. You just got to own it and say, you know, sorry, I dealt with that in this way, but maybe I need a little bit more guidance, or you know, maybe I should have handled that better. Or being honest about someone. This is my favorite part of my day. I challenge myself to 5 of these a day, and it's going up to anybody on site and saying, hey, I'm glad to see you today. What's going on? Tell me about it. What's going on? Or, man, you got your hair cut. What's going on with that? Like, when did you get your hair cut? I didn't see you yesterday. So these little things that, you know, it's back to that communication, back to that social work, back to that empathy and human connection that I think we're all losing. It's real easy to say, I don't like what's going on today, but challenge yourself to flip that around. And 5 times a day is my goal, 5 times. And sometimes I find that it's more for myself. It fills my cup. So it's kind of self-serving. The respect part of it, obviously, I have to use a lot of that. You know, we all have people that annoy us on a daily basis, but I'm trained to take 2 steps back and look at the fact that everyone has a story. So I work with the public, and working with the public, you know, go sit at Walmart. You see a lot of different types of people coming through that door. Would you be able to go up to 5 people walking through that door and connect with them without knowing their name, without knowing what kind of car they got out of or what house they came out of? Would you be able to connect with them? How would you do that? And then responsibility is one of our core values as well. And that goes back to work ethic and taking responsibility for yourself and your actions, your words, and then, you know, pursuing the things that are important to you, because that'll rub off on other people. So I think I hit it all. I could talk for another hour, so I'm just gonna.
I was just gonna say, Jennifer, that was amazing. Amazing. Not only are you hitting the importance of employability skills, You're also talking about the importance of mind, body, spirit, and acknowledging who you are, where you are, and how you can grow yourself. And then pulling that all into, obviously, you're very passionate about what you do and the people that you serve. So that's amazing. I'd like to open it up now to Miss Haskins' class to see if you guys have any questions.
We found this so far just very interesting. Love the mind, body, spirit as a part of having a job and a career that you love. What I don't know. They don't know what to ask.
That's okay.
Oh yeah. The minimum wage in Illinois. Yes, they were, because we're
Higher
not
than Iowa.
So minimum wage, yes, very different. We here in the Quad Cities obviously sit on the border. So we have the Illinois and the Iowa. Illinois, they did a thing where now they get increases every year up until $15. Iowa YMCA, we can definitely get the starting salary for you. Usually it is, like Jennifer said, usually starts at minimum wage, depending on what type of role you're looking for. But then again, as she stated, the more responsibility you take on, the higher salary you will have. One piece that I definitely want to reiterate that she mentioned is that we don't, even though both Teresa and I work for a community college, we don't push post-secondary education. We push whatever the best fit for the student is. And so it's nice to always see those careers that are out there where someone can love their career, still make a great salary, and not have any college background, or be able to come right off the street or right off of high school and start your career path that way. And so one of the things that I'm loving about this position and this field is that you can do that. You can go, you can start right out of high school, you can start while you're in high school, start your salary, start that career, and then build your way up. And then depending on what you want to do with it, because there are so many options, you can decide if you want to go back to school to get a certification or to get a degree. So this field is really open for everybody. And I think that's what's wonderful about it. If there's not any other questions, I want to be cognizant of everybody's time. And so Jennifer, thank you for being with us today. Class, if you want her contact information, I'm hoping that it's okay with her. But we definitely can share that with you. And then we can also share more of the Clinton County YMCA or any other connections that you want to make.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. You guys were all so polite.
Thanks, everybody. We appreciate it.
Thank
Enjoy your
you.
Friday.
Bye.
Bye.